Welcome to Hope Happenings. This show is made possible by Channel 3 and the Hope Center. It's our 2-year anniversary.
Yeah.
We started doing these shows in February of 2015.
I know, 2 years has gone really quick. It
Yes.
just flew right by.
Yes, yes. And in those 2 years, ladies, we've had some really hilarious moments behind the scenes that everyone doesn't see, but also some moments on TV.
Yes. And we don't share a lot of behind-the-scenes information or blooper reels, but today we wanted to. We don't have too many blooper reels. John makes us do it in one take, okay, so it is what it is. First, let's start with our youth car wash commercial from 2015.
We're the youth pastors from Calvary
and Baptist Temple.
Come out and support the Hope Center Saturday, May 9th at 10 a.m.
Yeah, area youth groups around town will be washing cars for a donation to the Hope Center.
If your youth group would like to participate, just call the Hope Center 825-1244.
Hey, last year we won the trophy because we got the most donations.
Yeah, that was last year. So you enjoy that trophy for a few more weeks, Steve, because soon again, she'll be mine.
Rick and Steve did a great job. I love to watch that commercial of them. It's just cute.
It is.
And they also do a great job leading the youth. They did a great job leading the youth car wash this last year. And I also want to do a shout out because Steve is on our board. And so we appreciate Steve very much.
Yes, we do.
Frazee Elementary Student Council hosted Penny Wars in May of 2015.
Welcome back. Every month we want to say thank you to special partners or donors.
Thank you, Frazee Elementary School Student Council, for hosting Penny Wars for Hope. They raised $800 for Hope families. Congratulations to Mrs. Gaines' 3rd grade class for collecting the most pennies. Each class was asked to bring pennies for their class bucket. Any other donations brought in, such as quarters, dimes, and dollars, could be added to the other class's buckets to deduct from their total. The winning class was rewarded with throwing whipped cream pies at their teachers. In June of 2015, Sydney hosted the lemonade stand for Hope Center at Big Boy's Pizza. And it started with Lemonade Day, and you know, they're little entrepreneurs and what they want to do. They have to give some back to the community of some of the profits that they make. And she chose the Hope Center to support with her profits. And she had stated that she wanted to grow her American Girl doll family and wanted to support others that wanted to grow their families too. May 17th was Hope Day at Big Boy's Pizza. It was also National Lemonade Day for our area. Sydney, a local 4th grader, hosted her lemonade stand at Big Boy's. Sydney, in her words, wanted to grow her American Girl doll family and wants to help others grow their family by supporting the Hope Center. Sydney donated 30% of her sales to the center, which was $24. Because of Sydney's generosity, Big Boys decided to donate 15% of their sales. Thank you, Sydney and Big Boys.
It's so sweet.
Yeah.
It is sweet, and it's so great to see young children having a heart or a passion for different organizations in the community, and that they see the need to get out and support them.
Yeah.
Yes. Well, in August of 2015, Tammy Roberts and Debbie Russell talked us through easy meal prep for back to school, and this led to our Hope Kitchen. We got some great feedback from that.
Yep.
And so that led us to maybe come up with a new set idea with John and Justin's help, and our Hope Kitchen was born.
Yes, in September of 2015, we unveiled our new Hope Kitchen. We love our kitchen set, and our viewers seem to enjoy the treats that we make for them.
Who doesn't love making fun snacks?
Right.
I mean, like, really.
Well, since we introduced our kitchen set, we have made a variety of savory and sweet treats. We always get feedback when we cook. Our viewers let us know if we've been a couple months without doing a cooking segment, and they ask when we're going to bring that back. They always enjoy that.
Yeah. In November of 2015, Danny Floyd came on to share his testimony. And it was a privilege to be able to sit and talk with Danny and just hear his story and where he's came from, and the passion he has for giving back to his community now. And we were also able to award him with the Spirit of a Hope Award at our 2015 banquet.
Welcome back. I have with me today Danny Floyd from One Step Ministries. Danny was recently awarded the Spirit of Hope Award through the annual Celebration of Life banquet that the Hope Center put on last month. And each year the Hope Center awards an individual in the community who provides hope to others in need. And Danny, I just want to thank you so much for coming on today. And I know that this is a little bit out of your comfort zone, but you know, it's so nice to be able to sit with someone who's made a difference in our community and then put it out for people to see so that they can hear your story. And especially if someone wasn't able to make it to the banquet, that they're able to hear a little bit about your story and what you've done in your life. And so if you wouldn't mind, I'd like for you to share a little bit about your testimony in your life and the way God has just been there and helped you.
Well, when I was walking into the Hope Center today, I saw a guy walking from the courthouse, and it reminded me of my past, on how I went in and out of the court system since I was about 12 years old, and even as a child, being taken away from my mom and dad. I've been in the spotlight in a negative way throughout all my life until I was 26 years old, and you know, I've been on the streets selling cocaine, to doing drugs, to just doing the most, and just out of the box stuff. And I was raised around a dysfunctional family, but yet God made it possible for me to be able to get out of that lifestyle. And I no longer do those things anymore. I don't have a desire to sell cocaine. I mean, because that was my problem. I loved money, and I would do anything and everything to get it, whether I had to steal, cheat, and go out there and sell drugs on the street and ruin people's lives. I was going to do it. And now my desire in life is to actually help people, to point people to Jesus, because there is no help without Jesus. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And apart from him, we're nothing. And now that I have Jesus in my life, he's propelling me to go out and help people from the same lifestyle I've came from.
So what clicked with you that one day that said, you know, I really shouldn't be doing this anymore? I need to change my life, and I need to get out there and help others. What was it that made you make that change, if you don't mind sharing?
In 2008, I was taking care of my son and my ex-wife. I was on work release. I was hooked on Roxycodones and Oxycontins. Every day I got out of work release, I would have to do me a pill. I'd stop over. I couldn't even make it home. I would stop over at the gas station and have to snort me a pill right there on the bathroom toilet. And just something just rose up in me, and I didn't want to do it anymore. I'm like, I can't do this anymore. I would be driving down the road, and just tears would just jerk up out of me, and I didn't know I didn't know how to change. I didn't know what it was going to take. And so I kind of started crying out to God. And I said, God, I need your help. I can't do this anymore on my own. And then one day, I even had money in my pocket. This is just kind of like the life that I've lived. I was greedy. It didn't matter if I had money in my pocket or a bottle of pills. I still wanted more. And I went to Walmart over in Wayne County, and I went in there and changed some tags on an item to try to get me another Oxy. And I got a little nervous thinking that they probably caught me, and so I went into the bathroom, came out, and I was surrounded by Walmart employees and security. And then I just sat there and thought, great. Now I'm going to violate my work release. I'm going to get stuck, and I ain't going to be able to do nothing about this. And so I tried running, and I sprinted right between a couple of them. They got a hold of my shirt. I fell, and then they jumped on me, and then I was at Wayne County Jail. I found myself in Wayne County Jail trying to manipulate, trying to get out of there. And then all of a sudden, the lawyer that I had at the time came in and said, keep the faith. Because I said, look, get me out of here. Get me out of here. And that word, keep the faith, rose up inside of me. I needed something, and it was Jesus. And that word faith, keep the faith, because all I've ever done is kept my faith in nothing but money, lawyers, and myself. Mm-hmm. And so finally I ended up realizing I just needed to give up, because in the Bible it doesn't talk about we need to find ourselves. It talks about that we need to lose ourselves.
Right. Mm-hmm.
And I needed to lose myself because there was nothing good living in me, and I needed Jesus.
Right. He was your only hope. And wow, what a wonderful testimony, and I thank you so much for sharing that. And I know that that's probably hard, and I maybe with your testimony out there, someone is going to hear this and they'll want to change their life as well. Danny, you've done some great work with One Cent Ministries, and now with the house where you're at. Could you share what One Cent Ministry is, and when it started and why it started, and then now where it's at? Because I know that you're at the House of Job now. Is that right?
Yeah.
And so, can you just kind of tell that journey with One Cent Ministry?
To kind of make it short and sweet, when I was incarcerated, I sat in there, and God wanted. I really believe that God spoke to me and said He wanted me to open up a recovery home for men. Although I didn't know it was going to be called One Cent Ministries. And so me and a few guys that were in there, we would talk, and we'd lay out, different plans on what we were going to do when we got out and how it was going to get ran. And although those friends that I had made in there, it didn't work out with us, God was still faithful to make it happen. Mm-hmm. And so I was reading my Bible one day, and I was praying, and I said, God, what do you want the name of this ministry to be? I said, because I don't want to name it. I want your name to be on it. And there's a house that's called I think it's called Jesus House, or I can't remember what it's called up in Indianapolis. And so I didn't really want to name it something that somebody else already had, because you can't do that. So I came across a scripture where it says that in John chapter 6 verse 29, it says the work of God is to believe on the one sent. And so God said, that's what I want it to be right there, because His name's all over it. Mm-hmm. The One Cent Ministries, One Cent. Jesus is the one sent.
Right. Mm-hmm.
And then He sends us out, and that's our vision. Our vision is that God sent Jesus, and Jesus is sending you. Mm-hmm. Because yes, our goal is to get to get men off of drugs, but they are not going to get off drugs if they don't have Jesus. Right. And so it's to point them to Jesus. And then once they get, God gets them off drugs, then He, again, like He done me, He'll propel them to go out and tell more people about Him.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So what is One Cent, and who is it for?
Well, One Cent's a recovery home / homeless shelter for men that are struggling with addiction, and just in dealing with not only addiction, but dealing with attitudes, an attitude that's sent them in the wrong direction. It's a heart issue. Men that have a heart issue is mainly what One Cent Ministry is for. Mm-hmm. And
How many do you currently have living at the house right now?
We have 5 right now in the home.
Great. How long have you had the home?
It opened up in June, June 4th, and we've been open 5 months now.
Do you have any testimonies that you want to share? You don't have to share names or anything, but have you had anyone that's came in and you've really seen God just do wonderful things in their life?
Yes, I've actually seen, within that 5 months, I've seen at least every one of them at least be touched by Jesus. I will say that. But 2 of the guys that really stand out that's lived there and they're out now, they have jobs. They're now citizens of this community. They have their own, well, one of them has their own home, and he's actually just took a test to get his license yesterday. Now he's doing the driven test next week and be getting his license next week and driving on the road. And I mean, he's just back in his kids' lives. He's just doing awesome things. And God's done amazing things in him. And like I said, God's propelling him to go out and do amazing things through Jesus.
That's wonderful. And it's just amazing your life and where you came from and how you've changed your life, and now you're in our community helping others change their lives. And I'm just in awe of what you're doing, and I'm so happy that you're a part of this community and that you were able to come and share your story on Hope Happening. So thank you very much, Danny. I appreciate it.
Thank you, Marla.
And you know what I appreciate about Danny is he's just so real.
Yeah,
You know, he just lays it all out there, and he really wants people to know what God saved him from.
Yeah.
And he doesn't try to be somebody big and important or throw his name around for his glory. It's all for God. And I so appreciate his humility.
Yes.
In December of 2015, we shared our favorite holiday traditions, and we talked about what makes the season special to us. And I believe that was when you made some really good ornaments, our Christmas ornaments, Marla.
We did make ornaments, yes.
Fun treats
with the-
inside and some glitter.
We
And
had
then you
glitter,
also did
which
like
you
cocoa.
love, and,
My favorite, glitter.
And then we had hot cocoa. That was a lot of fun, yeah.
It was. Matter of fact, when we were putting up and taking down the tree, I still have the ornament that you gave all the staff members, and that's a good memory.
Yeah.
Also in March, we had the members from SAD come in and explain the red tulips that were coming up and down Central Avenue and Park Road. And those are so beautiful to see those blooming when you're driving up and down. And it's so encouraging to think, oh, we made it to February. In a few short weeks, they'll be blooming again.
They also
So-
planted a bunch at the high school too. So there's, a couple of patches,
Yeah.
if you will. that
Right.
are-
I'm trying to think what the girls said. I want to say it's they have about 10,000 in the courtyard
Wow.
at CHS that blooms. So that's quite a statement
Yeah.
Yes,
and
it
an
is.
impact to be made. So.
Yes, it is.
Welcome back. We have Brooklyn and Kelsey with us today. Ladies, welcome.
Thank you.
So in the fall, you ladies spearheaded the planting of around 10,000 tulips. Is that right?
Yes, along with the help of SAD leaders Kay Payton, Devin Hornsby, and Holly Dunn, as well as other SAD members.
Wow. Okay. How many volunteers helped plant the tulips?
We had around 40 volunteers help us that day, and some included master gardeners, some Boy Scouts, and a small group from Calvary Baptist Church. And we also had Fayette Regional Health System provide us lunch that day.
That's awesome. And if I remember right, it was a beautiful day that day.
It was.
Yes.
And so that probably helped encourage volunteers come out.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, what do the red tulips represent?
The red tulips represent how not all of us do drugs, as well as the deaths and losses we have had in Fayette County.
And it also represents the love and support that myself and other community leaders put in that Saturday to really show the community that there is love and support everywhere you look.
That's awesome. So is there a special reason? Can you tell us maybe why you chose red?
We chose the color red piggybacking off of Red Ribbon Week, and we also chose it because last year a lot of clubs and organizations at CHS came together and planted tulips in our courtyard.
That's awesome. So why is it important for you ladies to be a part of this?
It's important for Kelsey and I, as seniors in high school, to be a part of SAD because it really shows us the problems that we have in our community, and if we are not shown the problems in our community at a young age, then we will never know how to overcome them at an older age.
Mm-hmm. And Brooklyn and I, neither one of us do drugs, and you know, we had the opportunity of meeting Danny Floyd from One Cent Ministries at a drug coalition meeting, and he really taught us that change is possible and change can happen.
That's awesome. Well, we love Danny. He's a friend of our ministry, and so I feel like he'll bring great wisdom for you. So that's a great partnership. So how many tulips are planted in the courtyard at CHS?
Currently, we have 1,000 tulips planted.
That's amazing.
And though this is Kelsey and I's last year at the high school, we fully anticipate for future SAD members and other members of the community to carry on that tradition.
Right, and so then by carrying it on every year, they'll want to plant more, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So if somebody wanted to join this project, they want to help plant the bulbs or maybe even purchase some additional bulbs for you, how should they contact you?
They should get in contact with SAD leaders Kay Payton, Devin Hornsby, and Holly Dunn. And if your student is currently at CHS, or if you currently are at CHS, SAD fully welcomes you.
Well, that's awesome. Ladies, thank you for being with us today. You did a great job.
Thank you.
And so this spring, every time you see a red tulip in bloom, just pause and reflect on what these ladies have shared with us today.
Hope Center hosted the baby show last August at the Miller Building, and we had such a great turnout, and we just want to thank the community for their support, and also Healthy Families and Children's Bureau for their partnership and their support.
Yes. In our September 2016 show, Tammy Roberts, our nurse manager, showed us how to make ice cream in a bag. Oh, that was so good.
It was very good.
Okay.
At $3.50.
So, okay, I'm really excited. I've got to reach over and grab our ice in our...
This is the favorite part. This is what everybody likes.
So, here's our finished product of ice cream that we made ahead of time for TV's sake. But
we're going to...
What do we have?
Okay, first of all, you need a gallon baggie and you need a quart size bag. We're going to take 1 cup of our half and half, and we're going to put that in the bag. We're going to take 3 tablespoons of sugar. We want to have we want to have a pinch of salt,
like kosher, like
just regular
salt?
table salt. Yes,
So like
just a pinch, yeah.
Okay.
And then we're going to take our vanilla, and it takes about 1/8 of a teaspoon, but I'm just going to pour it in and kind of look. All right.
That's good. And then here we have regular like rock salt. Is that what this
that's
is?
our
Like
our
you
rock
sprinkle on
salt.
the
Yes.
sidewalk.
So when you place it all in the bag, you're going to make sure you got all the air out of it.
Make sure this is closed.
You're going to fill this bag about 1/3 of a way full. Go ahead and pour some rock salt. We'll just pour it on top of the ice. Yes.
Pour it in there. Okay.
You actually pour it in on the ice.
How much do you use? Does it matter?
It doesn't matter. It's like whatever you would use for the when you're making homemade ice cream, regular. You want to make sure that all the air is, and you want to make sure that the bag is sealed.
Okay. So
And
this is my
gets
favorite
really
part.
cold, so you're going to want to get some towels or gloves or something like that and shake.
Okay, so we're going to be loud for a minute, but I'm excited about this. How long do we shake this?
It takes about 7 minutes. 7 minutes. and
Okay,
it's done.
so we're not going to have 7 minutes
Right.
for TV time,
Right.
but we go ahead and
So
shake this
when
for
you
7
do,
minutes.
yes, and it will get firm. And what we do is we take and put like strawberries and blueberries. That way you're not adding a bunch of syrup. And this is starting to melt a little bit because it's been out. But
I like strawberries.
now strawberries are really good.
And you could probably even, I don't know.
We have some chocolate that you can take a chocolate bar and just shave it, because sometimes if you get chocolate without like the chocolate chips and stuff, it gets a little too cold because the ice cream's cold, and this way it's
Yeah.
very.
Oh my goodness, that looks so yummy. Can't wait to try it.
Go. Okay.
Well, the ice cream is amazing, and I hope you enjoyed her watching it. I've made it several times with my kids, and they have loved it every time that we've made it. It's just something fun. They had the chance to be a part of it and make it. You can top it however you want. But what I want to point out is, can we look at Emily's face? Okay, so during that segment, what you don't know behind the scenes is Emily saw a spider crawling on the floor.
It wasn't just a spider, it was huge.
The thing was a beast. It was a beast, okay. And I was behind the camera with John, and we were watching the segment, plugging along. You guys were doing well. I knew that you spotted it, and then looked at me, and then looked at it, and tried to pay attention to Tammy.
I think I held composure well, but I tell you, I was losing train of thought thinking, I have on flip-flops, and it is coming at me.
Yes.
And y'all know I don't do spiders, and I don't do snakes, but spiders just freak me out, and it was huge. It was like,
It was huge.
yeah.
Yeah. So, you know, I just kind of ever so quietly came to your rescue.
Thank you.
We squished it. It was just a greasy spot on the floor, so we take care of that. These are just behind the scenes things that people generally don't know that we have fun with, and so we just want to share them with you.
Thank you for letting us share our highlights with you. If you want to catch more of Hope Happenings, please visit the YouTube channel of Local TV3.
Well, and before we go, let's talk about Handbags for Hope.
Yes.
February 23rd, we will be at the venue, which is on the Baptist Temple campus. And so we want to thank them for opening their gym to us. And Pastor Tim is the MC.
Yep.
And so he was our MC last year. And I think he kept us well entertained.
I think he had a good time, and we all had a good time. It was,
Yes.
yeah, he kept us well entertained.
Yes. Tickets will be on sale. They've been on sale since December, but they are $20, and if you would like a ticket, I can certainly bring it to your organization, to your office, meet you somewhere on your lunch hour, or they can even come to the Hope Center and pick up a ticket. Tickets are $20, and they will be $20 until the event that night. If you would like it to take a chance that we have some left at the door, you can, but they will be $25 at the door.
Okay.
So we had a line last year at the door.
We did.
And we did have a few left, but they've really been selling well this year.
Yes, and we have limited space. And so if you really, really want to go, I would recommend getting tickets before the event, just because if we sell out before the event, we're not going to be able to sell at the door.
Right. Well, before we go, we wanted to mention that February 17th is Random Acts of Kindness Day. So go out and be a blessing to someone, especially on this day.
Thank you for watching Hope Happenings, and please visit our website at hopecenterconnersville.com.
And remember, hope can change everything.